Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Welcome back to another episode of Two Wheel Talks. Grab your popcorn, get some drinks, and enjoy the show.
Alrighty, what's up guys, and welcome back to episode 5 of this season of the walk around. Now, if you haven't been up to date guys, we started off with two quads, a YZ450 and a Bombardier. Then we moved over onto the off-roads, which was this KTM 250. Then we did the YZ125, and now we're carrying on with the off-roads, and we've got a beautiful TC125. Guys, this is a 2022 and it is selling for $54,900. It is currently on discount, so it was sitting at about $59. If I'm not mistaken, when we first got this bike, it was actually sitting at $69. So yeah guys, we've dropped the price quite a lot on this. Well, not us actually, it is a consignment bike, so this is a customer's bike who we are selling it for. So yeah, he's come down quite a bit on the price there, so I think yeah, now's the time guys, go for it. I mean, pretty much from 70 all the way down to 54.9. But yeah, at the very least, I know for a fact it was sitting at 59, and now we've got it down to 44,900. So yeah, as is 5k off at the very bare minimum. Guys, I must say, I have taken this thing up and down the street once or twice just to keep these things running and testing the bikes and making sure there's nothing wrong with them. And this has been one of my absolute favorites. It is so smooth. And you know, I know Husky and KTM are basically the same thing, but for me, there's just something about these Husqvarnas that hit differently. They're a little bit smoother, and I found the power to hit a little bit earlier. But yeah, in all honesty guys, I've only ridden the TC125, TC310, the TE310 and the TC450. So those are the Husqvarnas that I've ridden, and this is actually, I preferred this more than the TE310, which is like an enduro version. It's actually got keys and papers and all that stuff. You guys are going to see that soon actually. It's just in the workshop now at the moment, so yeah, you guys would keep an eye out for that. That's also going to be a very nice bike to pick up. And yeah guys, just as I was saying, this thing, I enjoyed it more than the 310. I found it to be a little bit more peppy, but obviously at the end of the day, I'm definitely gonna, being who I am, I'm definitely gonna go with the likes of the TC450s. But anyways guys, today, as I said, 2022 TC125, and I definitely do see a little bit of enduro modifications going on over here. However, it is an MX bike. So guys, as I always say with these off-roads, please remind yourself that they are purpose built. These things are built to be going through the mountains, through the rivers, through the rocks, around a track, flying through the air at like 100 k's an hour. So yeah, just remember that these things aren't going to be in perfect condition unless it's like, was only an MX bike, never saw like any sort of rocks or anything, and it was very well maintained. If you got yourself, or if you managed to get your hands on an X supermoto bike, chances are that's going to be in really good condition as well. Or obviously if you go and buy yourself a brand new bike. Because even I've seen this company called MLR. It's like one of the most prestigious tuning companies in the country, and they had an enduro bike in here. It didn't last long. But even though it's coming from arguably the most prestigious tuning company in the country, they've got the money to maintain that. Guys, they didn't do things like constantly replace your exhaust guard or constantly replace your belly pan, because it doesn't make sense. There's some things on these bikes that are there to take the damage. And yeah, stuff like this, like scratches on the sticker kits. You know, it's you're not gonna fix that because it's just gonna happen again. And it purely comes down to what these things are built for and where they're being used. So if it's used for what it's made for, guys, chances are it's not gonna be in perfect condition. So yeah, I just have to get that little disclaimer out of the way, because we always have some people yapping and crying about it. Guys, if it's not a new bike or it hasn't been in a very particular situation, it's not gonna look new. So guys, as I always do, we're gonna first have a look at some of the modifications / things I wanna bring light to. For example, like those Brembo calipers. It's not a modification, but it's definitely something nice to have on a bike. So I'm gonna bring attention to that. And then following that, I'll just take you guys through a little bit of the damage on this thing. And to finish things off, we'll do a nice little startup, get you guys a good listen of this thing. And I must say, it is also one of my favorite sounding two-strokes out there. Even though they all sound kind of similar, this one for me is just a better one. Definitely. I know I said in the previous episode I'd probably only get like a KX85, but I actually completely forgot about this thing. I would definitely take a TC125. However, it started my budget as a toy. So, yeah, guys, with that being said, let's just jump straight into things. And obviously the first thing that I want to bring your attention to is these nice lever guards. And these are actually stock Husqvarna lever guards, and they look so good. Husqvarna did an absolutely brilliant job of designing those around this bike. They look absolutely brilliant, nice and simplistic. Yes, they are going to bend back like that. However, I think they're still going to provide you with enough protection, especially considering we've got shorties on here. If you had some longer levers, it probably would end up snapping that lever off, maybe, if you went down. But yeah, nonetheless, this is more so just going to protect you from branches and thorns and sticks and stuff like that. So yeah, very nice. Love me some lever guards. In my opinion, it's an absolute must. And then staying at the front of the bike, guys, as you guys can see, we've got some snazzy WP suspension, looking absolutely spiff. Some of my favorite forks out there, I must say I absolutely love them. And then coming around onto this side of the bike, as mentioned, at the rear, we've also got a nice front Brembo caliper. Again, top of the line braking system. You literally cannot go wrong with Brembo. And to just top things off, we've got a very nice steel braided line, and it's going to be the same at the back there. So very nice braking system there at the front. Then you've got little tiny baby bar ends. Super nice. I think it just finishes it off quite nice there, instead of just having the open bar on the end there. That looks nice. I actually kind of like that. Normally, if you're going to have some lever guards, they actually insert over there. But yeah, as you guys can see, these lever guards are actually just sitting freely there, and there's no connecting point from there. Then guys, as we come a little bit further down on the bike, you guys would have seen we've got a lovely exhaust guard over there. One of the better looking exhaust guards that I've actually seen. It looks super snazzy. I like that a lot. And yeah, if you're going over logs and rocks and all stuff like that, it's a must. You don't want to damage that nice fresh suspension pipe on there. No, suspension pipe is also looking nice and split. Then right underneath that, don't know if you guys can see, but we've got a nice little belly plate over there. Yeah, same story, guys. Rocks, logs, anything like that, it's going to protect everything at the bottom of your bike. So if you are doing enduro, for me, it's an absolute no-brainer. Just get yourself a nice little skid plate or belly plate or whatever you would like to call it. That one in particular is Acebird. Very good brand of attachments, should I say, or accessories. We've got some stock foot pegs, stock brake lever, or stock brake pedals rather, should I say, as well as a stock shifter. So yeah, there hasn't been too much done on this thing, I must say, but I feel like it's the perfect amount. This thing is looking, it's really nice, I must say. It's one of my favorite bikes in the shop, if I do say so. And then yeah, obviously WP, and then obviously guys, WP rear shock, nice Husqvarna branded casing on the right there, looking very nice. Then you guys will see that we've actually got this little piece over here that actually protects that rear shock. So again, for your enduro purposes, for me, that sort of thing is an absolute no-brainer on these bikes. Then coming down to the back of the bike, as mentioned previously, guys, we've got a very nice Brembo rear caliper. Yeah, again, top of the line, we've got some nice steel braided lines over there, and then just here at the bottom on the outside of that disc, we've got a nice little disc protector there. Again, enduro purposes, it's a no-brainer, guys. Just look after that disc. It's going to be, it's much cheaper to buy this and protect your disc than not buy it, and then your disc is damaged, and now you have to go and replace your old disc. In terms of a muffler, as you guys can see, we've got a stock Husky muffler over there. I know KTM likes to work with FMF with their mufflers, but yeah, I'm not seeing any other branding other than that Husky logo, so I'm just going to assume that it's just a normal stock. So I'm just going to assume it's a normal stock Husky muffler. Seat, guys, seat is stock. We don't have a nice little seat cover on here. However, this is quite snazzy with a little bit of yellow there. But yeah, as I said, we do seat covers. So if you watch our previous episodes, you already know this, but we do seat covers, lever guards. We can even do foot pegs for you. We can do the wheel spoke covers. We can do sticker kits. So yeah, customizable sticker kits as well. So yeah, if you guys need any sort of attachments or accessories for your off-roads, just pop into Dewet&Bikes, guys. We'll be able to sort you out. If you don't have it in stock, we'll source it for you. We'll put it on. If you want to bring your bike in and get us to add some accessories for you, yeah, we can do it. I mean, as you can see over there, guys, we've got some bicycles with engines in them. So if you guys want, you can bring your bicycle and we'll put a nice little engine on it for you. How about that? So yeah, just a little side note there for you guys. And yeah, guys, beyond that, I'm not seeing much going on. I do see some bands here. That's more so just to kind of monitor your suspension travel. I do actually have it on my bikes just to make sure my forks aren't bottoming out. We've got a nice little plastic casing protector over there, super nice. For those wondering, this bike is carbureted. So yeah, and I must say, it's actually one of the easiest starting bikes I've come across. This thing starts very easily. First kick. Oh, first kick, ladies and gentlemen. Don't die, don't die. I know it's cold. You can do it, you can do it. Come on. First kick, guys. First kick. It's gonna start waking up now. Give it a little bit of time to warm up, get all of that two-stroke out of the carb, out of the exhaust, and then it'll really wake up and you'll hear this thing. So guys, I'll catch up with you once this thing is nice and warm. I'll give you guys some revs. Alrighty guys, it's been warming up for a little while now, so let's give it some revs. Oh. Nothing like a two-stroke. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Nice little two-banger for you guys. Love these 125s. They're absolutely brilliant. I mean, you really can't go wrong with these things. Unless you like chasing top-end speed, there's nothing like not a YZ125. That was a previous episode. There's nothing like a TC125. Guys, that just about wraps things up for today's episode of the walk around. And yeah, as per usual, if you guys have any sort of questions, drop them down there in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And yeah guys, if you made it through to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys all in the next episode. Peace.